Good afternoon. Today we will be discussing the steps to create stops, runs, and routes for summer school. First thing you'll want to do is find an old route that you would like to use to create your new information for this year. For this particular instance, we're going to use Route 21-12, which previous years was a Rallsville North Elementary School run. However, this year it is not going to be a Rallsville North run, it will be a Mimosa run. So we have to take some steps to correct that for this year's summer school while also using previous year's data. How are we going to do that? So we've selected the route that we want to use in Routes Tabular, and that's allowed us to see the runs that we would like to open up to recreate stops from. We're going to double click on the run that we want to use, and that's going to open up the stops and the run information in Runs Tabular. Our goal here in Runs Tabular at this particular time is to get all of our stops onto the main screen so that we can begin the process of cloning our stops with the correct school code. In order to do that, you'll come up here to the toolbar and use this tool called Add Selected Record to Main Map. You'll see that on the screen. You'll want to click on Add Selected Record to Main Map, and it's going to bring you to a new screen called Main Map. Once on this screen, you'll see your stops located on the map, and you'll see some arrows pointing in the direction that they are traveling. What we're going to do in this particular instance is focus on this stop here at Rosemont Apartments. You'll see when I hover over the stop that it has a stop ID of 372.002. 372 is the wrong school code for this year's run. We need to create a new stop with a school code of 288 for Mimosa Elementary. How do we do that? Well, first of all, we'll go up here to the toolbar and we'll select this tool called Create New Stop. You'll see right here where the cursor is, Create New Stop. We're going to click on that, and it's going to open up another screen for us to make some selections. We want to make sure that this screen has all the accurate information for the new stop that we are creating. Again, this is a stop that is going to the host school of Mimosa Elementary. So in our school drop-down bar, we want to make sure that we're selecting Mimosa Elementary, which is the host school for where these students will be going. We'll click on that and it populates on the screen. Stop code is optional. You can create a stop code if you would like to. You don't have to. We want this to be a right side stop, so we're going to go ahead and select right side stop. Now, how do we place the stop where we want it to be? For this particular instance, you want to use the digitize location option, which is the little mouse here where you'll see the cursor. Click on that and make sure it's highlighted. Come to your main map, put your cursor where you want your stop to be, as close to the old stop as possible, and go ahead and click. That's going to drop a pin on the map, and here we can see that it is at the location of 11393 Alpharetta Highway. However, that is not what we want the stop to be called. So we can come down to where it says description, and we can type in the stop name, which is what will actually show up on the route sheet. In this particular case, it'll be Rosemont Apartments for the name of the stop, so we'll type that in. We'll go ahead and click OK, and now you'll see that a red stop has appeared. The red dot or the red stop indicates that that stop is not yet attached to a run, but it will be in just a moment. So we've taken an old stop and we've cloned it and created a new one with the correct stop code of 288, indicating that it's going to Mimosa Elementary. The next step is getting rid of the old stop so that we don't mistake it as we're trying to add it to a new run. In order to do that, we want to go to Stops Tabular. We'll click on Stops Tabular up here on our screen and come over here to the left where we will do a search for the stops that we want to work with. In this case, we're looking for stops from previous years with the school code of 374. That's not correct. We've forgotten what it is. So we'll just go back to the main map, hover over that old stop again, and see that that stop code is 372.002. 372.002. We'll do a search for that particular stop, and we'll see, oh, there it is, the old Rosemont stop from last school year. We want to delete this completely. This stop is no longer relevant for any of the work that we're going to be doing going forward, even in years to come. So we want to get rid of it completely so that we're not confused by it at a later time. So we have the correct stop highlighted that we want to delete. We're going to come up here to the Delete Selected Records tool. You'll see it up here where the cursor is now. We're going to click on Delete Selected Record, and it's going to ask us, are you sure you want to delete this record? And we're going to say OK, because we most certainly do. Now you'll see the screen goes blank. If we were to go back and load this run again after refreshing the selected record, if we were to go and add selected record to the main map again, you would notice that that green stop that was there previously is now gone. That stop has been deleted, and we're left with only the new stop with the correct school code. The steps that we just took to clone that one particular stop can be used for the rest of your stops as well. You follow those steps in order, and you'll be able to recreate all of your stops. For time's sake, I've already gone ahead and recreated all of these stops. So what we want to do now is go to our Runs tabular page, where we're going to take the stops that we've just cloned with the correct school code and add them to a brand new run for this current summer school season. Now we're on our Runs tabular page, where we're going to create a new run. Remember, routing is all layered. We create stops, stops go on runs, and runs go on routes. So we're at step number 2. We're going to take the stops we just created and put it on a new run. How do we do that? Up here in the top left corner, there is a button called Create New Record. You're going to want to click on that, and when you do, it's going to give you another option to select the appropriate information. So again, you'll want to make sure you have the correct school code from the drop-down menu. Mimosa Elementary is the school we're going to. It is the host for these 5 schools listed here. So please make sure that that is the correct information up there. That will determine the rest of the process in these steps. I'm going to select the direction that this particular run is traveling. You'll need an AM run and a PM run, going to the school, dropping them off, and picking them up from the school and bringing them home. For this instance, we're just going to do to school. We're going to pick them up and take them to Mimosa Elementary. Our bell time is correct. Frequency is correct. Run code will be specific to your particular routes and runs, but here in this instance, I'm going to use a run code I'll identify later when I go to look for this, and I'm just going to make it 777. I'm going to click OK, and it gives me a brand new screen with all of the information that we would need for a run. We can change the description of the run here to make it match whatever particular information we're trying to, tell the driver. So the run description could be Hembry Springs Elementary to Mimosa Elementary, AM. That would be our description. Down here we see that we currently only have Mimosa as a stop on the run, and what we want to do is take the new stops that we've just created and add them to this run. In order to do that, we want to go up here to this tab, which is called Map View. Click on Map View and allow it to bring us to a new screen. From here, we want to pull up the stops that we've just created using the 288 Mimosa school code. In order to do that, we're going to use this tool right here with the 3 triangles on it. It says Load Available Stops. We're going to click on Load Available Stops, and you'll see that it's going to bring up all of the 288 coded stops that have been created. Right here, this Select All Available Stops tool, we're going to click on that. It's going to highlight all of our stops blue, and we're going to click OK. Now all of our stops are here on this screen under Displayed Available Stops. What we want to do is get the stops from here over here onto our run in the correct order. In order to do that, we're going to use our Insert Stop on Run tool. We'll click on that, make sure it's highlighted, come back over here to this screen, click and hold on the stop that we would like to add to the run, and drag it over and place it where we would like it on the run. We'll do that for all of our stops. Click, hold, drag, drop. And we'll continue to do that for all of the stops. What you want to keep in mind is that you're using data from a previous school year, so the order of the stops may or may not be correct from last year to this year. You may need to do some tweaking of order of stops, but for the most part, they're all going to be pretty close. So now we've got all of our runs, all of our stops added to our new run. The final step we want to do here is add a checkpoint that will take the driver from the depot to the first stop. How do we do that? Right up here in our toolbar, we'll see there's an Insert Checkpoint on Run tool. You'll want to click on that. It's going to open up a new screen, Insert Checkpoint on Run. We want to make sure that this is before stop 288001 because we are going to be departing the depot and headed out to our first stop of the morning. For location, we can click on our pencil here. It says Edit Location, and it's going to pull up another screen. For this particular instance, I'm going to type North Trans. That's going to allow me to select the location that I want the checkpoint to depart from. If you're working in South, it will be South Transportation. With North Transportation highlighted, I'm going to click Next, and then I'm going to click Finish. The location is now populated with the location that I want the checkpoint to be departing from. Now I need to give it a description. For North Transportation, when we're departing in the AM, I would use the description Depart in Trans, and that's going to allow the program to give the correct information on the route sheet. So once I have the description in there in the appropriate manner, I'm going to click OK, and you'll then see that we have a depart checkpoint from our depot here at North Trans, and we have directions going out to our new stops. You can check run directions by using this tool here, Open Run in Run Directions Editor. If you click on that, it's going to take you to another screen, and you can adjust your run directions there. We're back in Runs Tabular now. Once again, we've created new stops from the data from last year. We've updated that with the correct school code. We've created a new run that is going to the new host school for this school year, and we've added our new stops with the correct school code to that run. So we've built an entire AM run up to this point. Now, there may be some additional checkpoints you need to add at the bottom of your run. If this is a single tier run, you would have checkpoints bringing your bus back to the depot. If it's a multi-tiered run, you might have other checkpoints saying Depart Mimosa or Go to Staging Point. There's other checkpoints you can add, but this is a very basic AM single tier run. From here, we want to take the new run that we've created, and we want to put that run onto a new route. In order to do that, we'll want to go to Routes Tabular. Here in Routes Tabular, we're going to use the same search feature as before, Route Basic Search up in the corner where the cursor is now. We're going to click on that. That's actually not what we're going to do. We're going to go to Create New Record. Right here, you'll see that. Right here in this corner, it says Create New Record. And then we're going to enter the ID that we want to enter. In this particular case, I'm going to use Route ID 20-0001. That's typically a 20 code to determine whose route it is, and then a bus number for that particular route. Once that's entered, I'm going to select OK. Now I have a brand new slate to work with to create a new route. Up here, I could put a route description. This time doesn't necessarily have one. You'll have one for your particular routes. Coming down, this is where you can put all the information you would need for the cover sheet for the route driver to see, park locations, lineup locations in the afternoon, that type of stuff. What we want to do today is add the new route that the new run that we've just created to this new route. In order to do that, we're going to select this option here, Insert Run on Route. I can click on that icon and it's going to bring up a new screen. I'm going to use the basic search function once again, where the cursor is now. I click on that, I enter the school ID of 288, and I do a search, and I want to use 288777, the run that we just created a few moments ago. I'm going to click OK, and the run will then populate on the route. Those are the steps that it takes to create stops, runs, and routes for your summer school. You'll need to do this multiple times over for all of your runs, for all of your stops, for all of your routes. But all we're doing is taking the old information, updating it, and making it work for this year's summer school. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. We'll be glad to help you. Thank you for taking the time to view this video. Have a great day.